Hi everyone, it's Kat from Cat Stitch. I'm back home, and you know, I love seeing my daughter and granddaughter and stuff, but oh my god, it's exhausting. My name is Kat. I'm from Cat Stitch, based here in Wellington in New Zealand. For those that are new to my channel, welcome on in. It does get a little off kilter sometimes. I get a little sidetracked, you know, but that's life. If you like what you see, please do all the things, you know what to do. I don't have to tell you. The channel is basically about cross stitch. Occasionally I go off tangent, just letting you know. Hang on, just gonna move that down a bit. There we go. Right, how's that? That's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, and for those that are coming back, hi guys. Thanks very much for stopping back by again. Really appreciate you stopping by again. Okay, so I was up uber early this morning. I'd actually packed my car, majority of it, last night, and I left my daughter's at about 6 this morning, got home about 8. I don't know, I mean, obviously if you're not in New Zealand, or even if you're not in the Wellington area, you don't, well actually no, in New Zealand you'd know about Transmission Gully. It cost New Zealand a lot of money and went way over time. Anyway, now I never planned on going, you know, coming home Transmission Gully, but apparently that's the way you drive now, unless you take a particular turn off, which I didn't know where it was. So I'm driving along and stuff like that, and it's stinking hot, and you know, I had the window down, and then suddenly that, you know, I'm like going up a hill and I'm thinking, I don't remember this hill, and then I'm in this like this valley sort of thing, and I'm like, where the hell am I? I was in Transmission Gully. So and the weather was crap, but it was muggy, and it's still muggy. We've had some really, you know, we're starting to get those high temperatures, and I hate high temperatures. I'm not a hot person. You know what I mean. I don't like the heat. Yeah, it's just a bit too much for me. So anyway, just see what I mean about going completely off tangent. But I'm happy to be here. Made it in one piece. There was a little bit of doubt whether I'd be able to drive today, because on Sunday I ended up at hospital. I got an ear infection. Who'd have thunk that'll end you up in hospital? But it affected my blood pressure and my heart rate and vertigo and all that sort of fun stuff. So it's, you know, and I'm still pretty deaf in my right ear. I keep on making jokes that, you know, all I need to do is stop talking and I'll be Helen Keller, blind and mute. You know, blind, deaf and mute. So, you know, we used to have Helen Keller days when I was in primary school. Come on, Bob. Come on. And look, he's had a haircut. Come here. Here he is. He's had a haircut. And he's so much cooler now that he's had a haircut. And he's like, don't put the paparazzi on me, Mum. I don't want the paparazzi. Oh my God. So Bobby McGee had a good time with his brother. He had a really, you know, I hung out all day, every day. So he had a good time with that, eh? Yeah. Yeah. And then we've come back to a very demanding monkey, who is barely letting me out of his range, basically, because he's missed me, which is nice. It's nice to be missed. So, right, what with me ending up back at hospital, and it also sort of, you know, affected how I could stitch. And I was working while I was up there as well. I didn't get too much stitched. I mean, I did get some stitching in, and I did get a few finishes, or a couple of finishes. Well, definitely one finish. The other ones I want to add some beads to, so I'm not classing them as a finish yet. And I had a new start, and I've kitted up 3 new projects because I did a little bit of shopping, so I got a little bit of stash, just a smidgen. Okay, so God, did you sit through all of that? Oh my God. Okay, good on you. I'm having a hard time seeing because I've actually got my distance glasses on, and they're those multi-vision things, and so I'm never quite sure where I'm supposed to be looking. So I'll probably be looking the wrong way. Wrong way. Oh, Gordon Bennett. And then when I got home, I got everything unpacked, and I've finally taken photos of all of the finishes that I've done, whether it's framed or pillows and things like that, at least the ones that I've still got here, because obviously I gave a bunch away which I didn't bother photographing. So but I've still got a heck of a lot, and I've reorganized my shelves and stuff like that to fit all my pillows and that sort of thing on. So I'll slip in some photos of what they look like. I'll probably do that at the end actually. Okay, so we'll, at the end you'll see what my shelves now look like with all the pillows on. I still have yet to hang anything in regards to up on the walls with the framed ones, so they're sort of stacked ready to be hung. Right, let's get into this, shall we? Come on, Kat, you rambled long enough, for crying out loud, woman. Okay, my trusty board, because I'm going to need that. Right, so one of the ones I nearly got finished, but I ran out of the 666, DMC 666, and I didn't have my beading needles with me. And that is Miss Ladybug, Nora Corbett. I'm loving this design. I really got stuck into her. I think the thing that sort of delayed me was all the white. I hate stitching white. It's just, you know, and there's a lot of it. And there's a lot of extra counting and stuff. Actually, I think I've missed... Oh, no, that's where the beads are going. I was thinking, oh my God, I've missed a bunch of stitches. Yeah, so this is where I was. And here we are now. So, as you can see, I have filled in all of this here. We've done all the white on, you know, around the bottom and everything. Added in the legs and the shoes. And I've already done the back stitching. So that's the only back stitching that's needed. So I just need to add the beads and then put the 666 in there and up there, and she'll be done. So she is a goal to finish by the end of the year, so I'm quite happy about that one. Because she was sort of a hit and miss as to whether I would end up, you know, I sort of thought I can finish her by the end of the year, but there's a reason I want to, and I'll show you that in my haul. So it goes on that lot. Another one I hardly did anything on, because in the same project bag was another kitted project for another Alice, but by AuryTM. So my Alice and Mad Hatter, which is by the Flossbox, this is where I was, just at this little bottom section, and I didn't really do much else. I added in a couple of mushrooms, I filled in the green and added, you know, another vine. But the thing was, every time I opened up the project bag to take this out, the other one kept saying, you need to start me. Kat, get in here and start me now. So I did, because I'm weak. Weak-willed, Kat. Totally weak-willed. Get the feeling I haven't had any coffee yet. So this is pretty good for no coffee and an early start and a late, you know, I went to bed about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm a bit loopy. Well, loopier. And I'm sorry if there's reflection from my glasses and stuff. I'm trying to sort of but if I do that, then I can't see the ruddy what I'm doing. Anyway, so earlier in the year, I had started Alice by AuryTM. I didn't like the fabric, and I also didn't like the colour of the cat. And so I scrapped it. And I thought, maybe next year, I'll do it next year. But then I re-kitted it, choosing my own colours. From my stash. The majority of them are over dyed. There might be a couple of DMCs in it, I think. And so on a midweek, I think, I decided to start it on one of my pieces of Fox and Rabbit. Now the reason I thought I'd give it a go, even though the lighting is atrocious at my daughter's, my mum gave me a wonderful magnification daylight. So... and it worked fantastically on my 14 count, so I was really wanting to have a higher count one to try it out on to see if it would help. And like I didn't have enough trouble sticking, you know, reducing how much fabric I brought. Now I want to get other sizes so that I can have fun and play a little bit more. Because this is Fox and Rabbit 18 count flannel flower. And this is where I'm up to. I don't know if you can, maybe I need to put that behind it so that it's not, there we go. There we go. So that's where I'm up to. And it's two nights work, or 2 afternoons work. So just over 1,500 stitches as a start. And I really want to carry on doing some more, but I've got to pull out Miss Ladybug and do at least the red, and then I'll do the beading maybe next weekend over Christmas. It's going to be on my own for Christmas. Now, Mouse Potato Designs is running a sale from, is it Cuore Batticore? The Shabby Winter sale. So the hashtag is Shabby Winter Calendar Sale. And Felicia has been going great guns. It's like, oh my god, if you follow her on Instagram, you will see, like, every day, another one, another one, another one. I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm just going to pick like 8 to 10 designs out. I'm going to stitch those sort of at my own pace for the season sort of thing. And then I want to do the same for each of the shabbies. So this is Shabby Winter. I want to do the same for autumn, spring and summer. And then I want to turn them into little ornaments so that they can go on my ornament tree, and I'll just change them out so it's a seasonal tree. So there we go. So the first one that I did, and I want to add some beads to, is this one here. I've chosen all my own colours. Just ignore the line down here. This was just sort of like a guideline for me. I mean, I may, you know, do a border. I don't know. I might just leave it. So I want to add all the beads in yet. So that's next to do. The next one I did, just have to refold it, sorry. Cat. So prepared, not. Because there's still some other fabric I want to use to stitch another one. There's this one here. And again, I want to add some beads in the centre part here. And then the last one I did was a Nomi. And I've actually done all the white except for his, oh yeah, all the white in Whisper, so that it'll be fluffy when I finish. There's still a couple of beads to add. For this one, I'm not, there's a little heart sort of thing, and he's sitting on like a snow pile. I'm not doing either of those. I just want him like that, because he might end up being another stand-up. I've got to admit, I'm liking my stand-ups. They fit quite nicely, especially my Nomis. I think I'm going to do a whole range of Nomi stand-ups because they're really cute. So yeah, so there's that one. So those are the projects that I worked on, except there's one more. I finished my Cinnamon Stars Sal. Yes, the hosties with the mosties has finally Ladybug finished it. So as you can see on this, you will see that the roof is a little bit wonky and the windows are in the wrong place, which means one of the chimneys, part of the roof, the windows and the star of the house had to be removed. The thing is, that was still less than if I had to remove the whole right side, which is the other option that I had. And I didn't want to do that. Now I haven't ironed it because literally I have just come back from my daughter's and I just wanted to get this done this afternoon so that I can spend the rest of the weekend stitching and not worrying about having to film or edit or stuff. Okay, so that's what it was like. And here's my Cinnamon Stars. Design is by Plum Street Samplers. It's stitched on 14 count. It's an unnamed piece from Mystic Fabrics. It's sort of actually it's pretty close to the colour that it is. Now I chose my own colours. I switched out a lot because on the original design the centre of the house was more of a sort of greeny greyish sort of colour, and I didn't want that. I wanted warmth and warm colours, and of course I put my initial on it. Look, I don't often put anything with my initial on it or my name on it, so it's a rare thing, but I changed the S to a K, although in all honesty I could have done the S as well, seeing my birth name starts with S. For those that are new, okay, that may not know, my real first name is Sarah Jane, but I've been Cat probably since the age of 16, 17 when I used to perform, and I was called Cat on stage. So, and that just became a name that I got used to, and so now I just go by Cat. You always tell when my older friends are around because they always call me Sarah Jane or Sarah. So you can tell how long we've been friends for. So I'm really, really happy with my Cinnamon Stars that I've finally got it finished. I started it on the 1st of September and I finished it on the 9th, I think it was, the 9th of December. And the only reason it probably took that extra bit of time was just because I was so frustrated with myself for messing up the house so much, and I just put it aside before I did any further damage. So that's what I've done. Now I did get a little bit of haul while I was away, and they were for specific projects. So this one I was going to do with my granddaughter, but she went over to her dad's before we had the chance to do it. So I brought it back home with me, and I might give it a go because it's something a bit different. It's not cross stitch. Now the Ribbon Rose is a cross stitch store in New Zealand. They're up in Auckland, so it's not like a local for me, but I do get a lot of my things from Ribbon Rose, and they have an annual Christmas angel. So it's a kit. And this is the 2022 one. Okay, there's all the bits and pieces in the back that you'd need to make it, with all the instructions and that sort of stuff. So I got that. So just as something, a bit of a break from cross stitch, I might end up doing that. Now the other, I did get everything from Ribbon Rose. Okay, now thanks to Sarah's Stitching Corner, I discovered or got introduced to Chester's Place, which is this design here. I haven't printed it up because it actually works on Pattern Keeper, so saving the ink and saving the paper, I'm not printing up a copy. And I just thought, I really want to start that. I want to start that now. So I went on to Ribbon Rose and I ordered all the colours that I could that I didn't already have. And then I opted out, switched out a few colours to replace the ones they didn't have in stock. So these are the colours. Hang on, that I'm going to be doing Chester's Place. If I can get it to open up. Come on, open up. There we go. Oh, you're such a mess, cat. Crying out loud, woman. Okay, there we go. So some beautiful colours, very autumny and neutral, and I like this colour palette. And I also ordered, now this is the marble, I think, which is the DMC fabric. So it's only on one side, but I got the 14 count, and that's what it's going to go on. Let me put that behind it so you can see it better. Here we go. So that's what Chester's Place is going to go on, which will be really, really nice, I think. So that's one that I bought and kitted up in the last 2 weeks. I've got 2 more. Now, I was actually looking for the threads for that one, right? And I mean, you would have seen my big toe, and I sort of thought, well, I should probably get this kitted up as well. I don't know if did I show you this last time? Because I was supposed to start it. So maybe I did show it to you. I don't know. We're going to show it to you again anyway. For those that might have skipped through the last one, you don't have to go and watch it now, because, well, unless you want to see all the FFOs. So again, I'm using the marble, and these are the colours I've chosen. So that's my colour palette that I'm going to use for my big toe. Can we do it that way? Here we go. My big toe, I'm a stitcher. So that's what's going to go onto there. It's the colours that I've chosen. Which I'm very excited about. I like all that. I also got some Ramahal, ding dong. Some art silk to try out. But I might use it on Ladybug's which I think it's called, which I got a couple of months ago. And then the other one, of course, Miss Spider. I mean, honestly, this is why I want to finish Miss Ladybug, because I won't start another Nora Corbett until I've finished that one. Having said that, next year I'll be having her, Electra, and Halloween Fairy. Whether I have them all going at the same time or not, I don't know. I might do one and then finish and go on to the next one, but this is going to be my next Nora Corbett that I'm going to be starting, or Mirabilia that I'm going to be starting. And I've opted for now that I've got it out of the roll. So she's going to go on this piece of fabric here. So it's a minty, here we go. Actually, there we go, that's a better image of it. Just those little bits of difference in stuff like that. And then I've got, now it came with the beads, which was great. And the black, because this is not a opal fabric, I'm going to use the black Etoile, so it's sparkly. So she's going to be either the black or the 3799, the uber dark grey. Then that's what she's going to be. And then these ones will go nicely, I think. So yeah, so they may get started before the end of the year, because we were having talks on Facebook, you know, in your groups and stuff as you do, and it's like, just start, for crying out loud. If you've got it and you want to start it, just start it. I know that at the end of the year, so for my last one, which will be on New Year's weekend, so for those of you like me that have no social life and will be at home stitching, I will probably show what my whips are that I'm taking through, but I've decided I'm not going to define which ones I'm going to do next year, because you know that I don't follow those plans, so we're not going to do that. We're going to save you the hassle of having to listen to all my plans when you know I'm not going to follow through. So no point doing that. So there we go. Honestly, it's so hot. I feel a little bit drunk, and I don't drink. So if this is what, and I've never been drunk, but this could be what being drunk is like. You know, because I think I'm feeling a little loopy. As sure as eggs is not the medication, because I forgot to take some today. That could be why then. I'm feeling better. Lots better. Okay, right. So I'm going to go edit this. I will put some pics up of my shelves now that I've got them redone with all the finishes and stuff that I've done this year so far. Because actually this year is pretty much the only year I've ever fully finished anything. So, there's a shocker. The only other time I have is when I've actually given it as a gift, so I don't have it for a photo anyway. So, everything that's on the shelves is a fully finished this year. And I'd say 95% of them are from being stitched this year. So at the moment the figure is, I think, around about 119 finishes this year, and I've fully finished around about 80 of them. So, you know, I've still got, you know, a bag full to take through, you know, to put, or a box. What I do is I've got a bag and I've got a box. Now the box is the box for the year of stitching, right? And then if anything's in there, it gets put into the bag for previous year's stitching that's finished, that I haven't fully finished. So fortunately, the box of stitching for 2022 has reduced a lot. And even some of the bag from previous years has reduced, which is good. There's still a lot more to do, but a lot of them are bigger ones, and so they'll probably, I don't know if anything will ever get done with them, apart from if somebody else wants to do it. And the ones that I'm not going to be carrying on with, I've already got a taker for those, so I will be getting them sent out once I get myself sorted out. There might be another one or two, I don't know yet. Yeah, so right, stop rambling, cat, shut up and go. Okay, so you guys take care wherever you are. Please make sure you are safe and well. Be careful out there this Christmas time. COVID is still out there, along with a lot of other bugs and that sort of thing. So wrap up well, take precautions if you need to. Don't go anywhere if you're not feeling 100%. And if you're hot, keep cool. If you're cool, keep warm, and remember, march to the beat of your own drum. That's where the magic happens. Toodles. Beep. Quick ad, before I forget, there was one more thing I did get. You know, I joined the party. I got one of the tins. I've never had these tins, and I've never had the cookies, so I don't know what they're like. But there we go. And I also forgot to add, I did get a little bit of floss tubing in this week, not a lot, where I was. And so I'd like to say hi to Mr. Hollick, Sean, to the ladies on Neat and Not by the Sea, caught up with them, caught up with Anna from Books and Floss, I'll put that down below. Caught up on Finally a Farm Girl, Chrissy's ones, also Two Tall Stitches, Stitch Roadie, and Monkey's going to knock the dang thing over, and of course Sarah's Stitching Corner, and the Hugo Stitcher. I think I said that right. Have I finally said that right? Who knows? I'm useless with that. And of course, you know, best wishes to our lovely North Island Stitcher, Nicole. You get well soon. And to all others that are battling bugs or illnesses or just really stressed out at this time of year, take time for yourself. It's not selfish. It's the best gift you can give someone, is to be at peace with yourself.